So it's like, when you initiate block or something like that, or like when you go into a dodge or whatever, it won't allow you to do another action right away. But like the enemies have perfect tracking. So even if they're swinging off this way or whatever, much how you can like redirect your like position to face your enemies, they can do the same thing to you. So like you're only one guy that they're fighting. So like they don't have to worry about swapping between different targets, but like I feel like they can turn their aggro whenever they want to. And like either I'm getting hit by like the borderline box of like certain animations, or like I'm not able to initiate a new action sometimes. You were trying to dodge mid-attack animation, you want to dodge mid-attack. Well, it's... Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I hate animation commitment. That's one of my big things in video games. I know it's unrealistic. But... Yeah, what is the input for parry? I don't remember what the parry input is, because I'm only trying to dodge things. Is it circle? Because, like, when I'm blocking, sometimes it'll give me a dash. You see that? Is it with directional input? You parry with L1? I thought L1 was block. Is it L1 and something else? Because, like, I don't remember. I remember it telling me what the inputs were when I fought my uncle or whatever, but, like, I don't remember exactly what they are. Because, like, I haven't spent enough time in the game yet to, like, know exactly. Yeah, that was kind of annoying, honestly. Like, I feel like if the NPC was a little bit more dependable there, that wouldn't have been anywhere near as bad. Like, the NPC can hold their own really well, but, like, if they go down and they're surrounded by 10 enemies, I can't do anything. And I can't aggro the enemies away because they're too fast, so I can't get the NPC up to be able to, like, get back in the fight. And, like, don't get me wrong, I feel like it is balanced incredibly well. But, like, I also feel like they're a little bit too aggressive when you need them to lay off for a little while. There are very few games where the action commitment is minimal if it's a challenging game. Well, that's the thing, is I don't, like, interpret this as a challenging game yet. Because, like, it's mostly reactive. But, like, yeah, it's realism goes a certain bound for me before it becomes a detriment and before it gets annoying. And animation commitment is one of those big gripes that I have. Because if you're going to make your game inherently skill-based, don't make it rely on input, animation, and commitment to be able to simulate difficulty and make your game hard. I hate that kind of shit. It pisses me off. Like, I just want to be able to play a fun game. You know what I mean? Oh, that dude was, like, really quick. Oh, I see. So if I do a standoff and I win the standoff, I get a full refill of my shit, don't I? Okay. That's how that works. Alright. That's kinda gay. Yeah, dude, like, the sword swings are way too fast to parry. Oh, I like how the enemies duck. That's cool. Okay. See, like, my reaction time to shit is really good, but, like, some of the animations are, like, really fast. What the fuck? No, dude, I pressed circle there, dude. I'm sorry. Absolutely the fuck not. Okay, so it's like a Sekiro thing. So if they block one of your strikes, they will follow up with a shove, like a stab every single time. I see. If you think that's fast, just wait until you fight high-level shield men. It's like lightning fast. Like, I can't respond to something that quick. Like, my reaction time is really, really good as well. Because I've conditioned it over time. So, like, my reaction time to things, like, albeit it does get me fucked at certain intervals, like certain times with certain enemy types, my reaction time is usually really, really on point. And, like, some of those animations are just way too fucking quick. Like, it's just fucking impossible to react to. Like, you can't even see the sword move before it ends up landing. Imagine Neo, where you press L1 after dodging, it doesn't start guarding until 1 second later. That's kind of what these games kind of inherently have, and that's kind of what I don't like. Like I said before, like, if you're going to claim that your game is skill-based, actually have it be skill-reliant, not you having to center your aggression and meter your aggression around the game's mechanics with the way you build them. Like, if it's a reactionary game, have it be purely reactionary, and that's part of my issue with Wo Long. is the animation commitment when you go into an action. Like, let's say if you're going to do R1, the enemy can do or set up a red attack or like a regular strike while you're in the middle of your animation, and you can't do anything about it because you're already like locked into your animation before. So like if you're locked into your animation and you're trying to respond to something, like you just can't. Like it just won't let you do it. You just cannot do it. So like it just won't let you. But like given that this is a brand new game, I'm totally willing to give it benefit of the doubt and try and learn it and try and respect it in that regard. But if that is continually something down the road, that is going to be something that really annoys me to a great extent. And I don't appreciate that in video games, but like that's the first bad thing that I can say about this game. Is if this game works on the basis of animation commitment, I don't like that. While I do respect that it takes a certain level of skill to be able to commit to it and know where your openings are and learn your enemies and your opponents well, that's cool. And again, I think that boils down to what kind of weapon types they're using. So like if they're using a sword, they're going to have particular animations. If they're using spears, they're going to have particular animations. Like cudgels and heavy-based weapons like glaives or hammers might be a little bit slower, but they'll hit harder. But like it's a different combat pacing and it's a different like conditioning that you need to work in, I think. I did fight Mezuki in Sekiro. That's something I did. Or not Sekiro, in Wolong. I fought Mezuki in Wolong, and Mezuki was actually kind of a hard fight. I'm not gonna hold you. Like Mezuki was a little bit rough. It wasn't like terrible, but it was doable. NG3 specifically, Ryu is sluggish, I think, but the enemies are the fastest that I'm aware of. Frame perfect, flawlessly tracked, super fast. See, like, Team Ninja has always done that kind of thing. The way they base their AI is their AI... Like, everybody who's played Team Ninja games, and, like, Neo, for example, knows that enemies have, like, reactionary upon input shit. So, like, they will input read you like a motherfucker. Some enemies are just programmed like that. Some are programmed by, like, certain actions because, like, enemies are vulnerable to different attacks, so they try and base it off that. Some enemies are conditioned. If you're within a certain proximity and you try to heal, they will read that particular button and they will punish your heal with more damage if you're close proximity to them. Like, that kind of shit happens all the time in Team Ninja games. And, like, it does that, like, similarly with Elden Ring, too. Elden Ring has a lot of that, where enemies will read your inputs and they will read what you're trying to do and they will punish you for doing it. And, like, it's a conditioning that you just have to work in, but you don't know what enemies aren't going to have it. So, like, you just need to condition yourself. Slightly different, but the outcome is way worse in New Game, RE3. Happens in RE. I've had early Yakuza games used to input read you really hard. It's like input reading is something I can deal with because that's learnable. That is conditioning. Like, that's fine. Animation commitment feels like it's something that is artificial and beyond my control. I don't like that kind of shit. Like, for example, like, if I'm jumping or whatever, like, you can do a attack in the middle of a jump, but I doubt you can parry in the middle of a jump. I don't think you can do that. Like, when you go for a basic attack or whatever, like, you can't... Okay, you can cancel. Okay, so you can animation cancel. Unless the attack animation lasts the duration for when your parry would be coming out if you were trying to animation cancel. So what I mean by that is, like, if I were to do an attack animation and then try to cancel it, maybe it still reads as an attack even though it's doing a different animation. Like, because I'm holding L. So, like, if I go into attack, maybe it still registers as an attack, but I'm actually holding a different button, but I've already committed to that action. So, like, if an enemy's doing something at any given time, regardless of what I'm doing, I want the free ability to be able to react to what they're doing. So if I can circumvent damage by reactionary and, like, impulse, like, that's what I want. Like, I don't want to be, like, restricted to get hit by an enemy attack and have a fixed outcome, is what pisses me off about that. Okay. I was a little bit late to react there, actually. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. I understand. I get it. Alright, I got it now. Your block animation is used to set up your parry. That's what it is. Okay, that's bullshit. Yeah, see? Like, that's what's happening right there. So on the initial swing that the AI is doing, I'm doing a block, and then when I block them, it skirts them off so I can set up a parry for their next attack that is ready to come out. So, like, their animations are really, really quick, but it's an amount of reading and being able to read your enemy's animations before they do them, is how this game is structured. That's how this game works. So, like, if you're fighting an enemy with the sword and you expect them to do double swing, you block the first swing and you set up your parry for the secondary swing, the follow-up. So, like, I think I'm understanding a little bit more, like, just fucking around with the parry animation and, like... So I'm assuming when an enemy attacks you and, like, you skirt them off and they, like, fly to your backside, that's the parry animation. So, like I said, I don't have enough time in this game to be able to differentiate, like, certain actions, but, like, once I understand how these different actions work, it should be a lot easier. Okay. So I think, like, the majority of difficulty that's going to come from this game is purely the strategy that you have to apply to different types of targets. And, like, learning the different animations and shit. And, like, when is a good time to block and when's a good time to parry. Like, that guy just parried me. Okay. Like, I feel like once I get more, resolve, this is going to be a lot easier. But because I'm right in the beginning of the game and I don't have a lot of shit yet, it's basically like trying to fight Lionels with, like, 3 hearts. It's like, it's not gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna get buttered here and there. Okay, there's a really big shield guy down there, but I took out the other shield guy, so I don't think the shield guy will be a problem if I have max resolve. Like, if I respond appropriately and I do what I need to do and I have the resolve that I have now, I think I'll be able to beat the shield guy. Not a issue. Bitch. I'm gonna steal all your women's and all your supplies. Hello? Wait, you're an enemy, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay, he had a red health bar. No, I don't like dual sword guys. Yeah, okay, alright. I see how this works. Okay, I don't like this positioning. This camera is very funky. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Come fight me up here where I can actually see what the hell you guys are doing. Can I get some camera here, dude? How far do they leash? Like, is this a game where I can, like, aggro some people and then, like, back off and then regroup and then, like, come back at them? Those archers are, like, really accurate, I'm not gonna lie. There we go. Your boy's getting the hang of it now. Yeah, run, bitches! They're like, oh shit, he learned the controls! Run away! Oh, my dodge was a little bit... Nice shot, dickhead. I think that's the first black Mongolian I've ever seen. Okay. See, now I understand how the parry works. Now I understand the structure of the game. Now I understand. Like, now I'm getting it. Now I get it. It's all about setting up the parry and doing, like, it's not about holding block and then releasing like I was doing before. It's about just individual tappings. Yeah, I'm like the Karate Kid, bitch. Nice shove, pussy. Come on, biggin. Let's go, Chief. Look at him waddle over, that's cute. Ooh. camera's a little wonky right there. Ooh, alright. I'll give you that one, big guy. You got me right there. I didn't react. I'm not gonna lie, camera's kind of wacky right there. Fucking big chief. I'll give that one fucking circle to him, though. Deflection. You have earned a technique point, an additional Hero of Tsushima technique point. Use them to learn powerful new techniques that will aid your fight against the Mongolians. Parry at the last possible second to perform a deadly counterattack. That sounds really cool. Earns a moderate amount of resolve. L1 right before taking damage. Okay. Roll increases... Oh, roll across the ground to avoid attacks. Ooh, can I get that too? Oh, yes. Okay, alright. Now we're getting... Okay. Now we're getting into it. I like that a lot. Whoa, was that thunder? Ooh, there's environmental bullshit in this game? Like weather and stuff? Camera seems like it doesn't track. It's very freely open, but I kind of like that more, Pain. And the reason I like that more is because in this game you end up fighting numerous targets at a time. So at a given time, you can have like 6 Mongolians, 7, 8, 9, 10 Mongolians on you or whatever, and you need to be able to see what your different enemies are doing. So the fact that it doesn't track onto one enemy and it gives you a central focus of like all the different combatants in the area or given span of area is much preferred with this kind of game, with the combat they're going for. Like I said, this is something I wish Wo Long had done. Whereas like instead of camera up close focusing on one enemy, you'd want to see all the different enemies. Like if an enemy goes into like an animation behind you, but you can't see what animation they're doing. Like so Wo Long primarily bases itself on a central focus of sound cue. So like if something's off screen, you can hear that they go into a counterable, but you don't know what their animation is. So you don't know when it's going to meet with your physical body, so you don't know when to counter it. And you have to just guess based on their animations and how much distance they have from your character physically when to time your input. But this game actually gives you like a physical and visual reference, which is like much better, I think. Oh, let me guess, that's wildlife. That's like, oh, that must be like wolves or something like that, right? Oh shit. Oh, double shit. Mongol eagles. The Mongols have an eye on the sky. If their eagle sees you, it will alert nearby enemies. Okay, that's cool. Okay, they have an archer, so I gotta be careful here. Let's do some serpentine swervies. Yeah, you don't want none of this, Mongol man. I will turn this horse around, dude. I'd prefer not to, but I will do it if necessary. I'm assuming enemies don't restrain from attacking off screen. They actually do in this game, Pain, I think. That's what happened to me before. It's like the enemy was off screen and I couldn't tell what it was doing when I was fighting my uncle or whatever in the training combat, and he wasn't attacking me when he was off screen. It waited until like he came back on screen to be able to resume his aggression. So I feel like maybe the input issue I was having before when I was trying to initiate too many actions in the span of each other is maybe if I like get on my counter game and I do the parries or whatever with the L input, maybe that'll circumvent that issue. That also felt very natural right there. That felt very, very good. Like, it felt very smooth. Yeah, Timely Guard. I'm usually really good at stuff like that. Like, when I played Stranger of Paradise, the only problem I had with Stranger of Paradise, like, I had a video clip where I fought the final boss of that game for 4 minutes straight without taking a single hit. Not a lick of damage, not at all. And then I took one hit at one point during the fight, and I died instantly. And I was like, this is why this game sucks. And people were like, it's a skill issue. And I'm like, did you not just see me fucking no-hit the boss for like 4 straight minutes? Like, are you blind? Like, that's just stupidity to me. So, like, when people can't admit, like, when a game has a shortcoming, that's kind of what pisses me off, because it prevents the games from getting better. And I have the same issue with FromSoft Camera. Like, FromSoft Camera sometimes gets stuck in the wall, or, like, enemies are too close, and you can't see what they're doing. Like in Sekiro, you know when you fight the guy in the well, and the wall gets, like, mixed with the camera, but you can see his actions, so you can tell when to time your shit? That's fine. But, like, if the camera gets stuck in the wall and you can't see what the enemy's doing and you're just getting battered off screen and you can't tell how to respond or like what action you need to do, that's kind of annoying. And FromSoft games have a very, very big sin with that in the past. And, like, people have just overlooked it and given FromSoft a pass on it. So FromSoft never fixes it. They never change it. They never tactically, like, adjust the camera. So it's actually, like, skill-based, you know? It's just nonsensical bullshit that ends up getting you railed from time to time. And then people will be like, oh, it's a skill issue. It's like, no, it's not a skill issue. It's just a developer fucking error that they should have corrected. But, like, it's fun to be able to dissect games, because I have such a history of just getting mad at shit, but, like, people haven't seen my internal, like, inner workings, and, like, why it's annoying to me. Father's sick, he can't stop shivering, and we're running out of food. As if that weren't bad enough, the Mongols are back. Brother's scared they'll find a way across the bridge. That's probably why they burned it. What do you mean? That sounds like someone who doesn't know Team Ninja games. That's classic Team Ninja bullshit. Do perfect, then choke and get one shot. Yeah, like, it's exactly like that, but the thing is like, the challenge shouldn't be dictated by one fuck-up, is, like, really moronic, I think. Like, especially if you've played perfectly all up until that point. Like, a boss should be learnable. Like, the damage value should be, like, fair and consistent, instead of dictated by, like, random nonsense and, like, fucky camera, or, like, an input not going through, for example, or, like, whatever. Because, like, whatever may happen, like, whatever imperfections that are gonna occur, they're gonna want to be incensed to blame on the player, right? But I don't think that's very fair a lot of the time. Where do I go from here? Do I go down here? I do. Okay. I was gonna say, this actually looks like walkable ground, and then I saw the shiny item. This is some crazy parkour shit, Jin. God damn. This guy should be on Dude Perfect. No, it's that they should be fair, where the player feels like it's their fuck-up. Like, they should feel like it's their error. So rather than get clapped in one hit, they should take out, like, half your health, so you can have a chance to heal yourself and re-engage your target, is what I mean. Like, Team Ninja games should be stylized so that they're approachable. Not like pure filter material, where if you get hit by one attack, oh, the game is really hard. It's like, no, it's not really hard. It's artificially bullshit. Like, there's a difference there, to me. Like, what dictates difficulty in my eyes may differ, like, from person to person, but, like, I would prefer something that's actually, like, respectable in terms of, like, challenge, not just like, oh, we're gonna rely on cheap insta-kill one-shot bullshit to be able to say our game is difficult. Like, that kind of pisses me off a little bit. Killing enemies restores a moderate amount of health. Oh, well, that would have been nice. Okay. Increases supplies, predator hides, bamboo, and yew gained from collecting. Okay. Killing enemies restores a minor amount of health. Well, I think I would take the moderate over. So these ones are gold, and these ones are silver. So, judging by... Oh, I thought these were different shapes. I was going to say, do I get, like, one good one and, like, one kind of mediocre one? Enemies stop hunting you 40% faster. Okay. Let's go with moderate amount of health for killing enemies, and let's go with Charm of Hidden Sight, I think. Oh, and then we get more slots. I see. Okay, that's how this works. Outfit. What do we got for outfits? Ooh. Major increase to health. And reduces all damage. Okay. Why not? When in fucking Rome. That would have been handy to have earlier. Wait, do I get the same dissension mechanic that I got before? I do not. Do I have to run a certain distance away from the shrine for it to, like, pop up? Huh. So, like, now I'm not getting the descend from shrine mechanic. I have no respect for Cuphead. Shit kills me in 3 touches. Makes me feel skillless. Well, that's the problem. Like, so, like, I'm one of those people. I can't play Cuphead because I have ADD. And you think ADD would be beneficial for Cuphead, but it's not. Because I hyperfixate on one thing, and it gets me fucked by other things. And Cuphead just has so much going on. And it's the fact that you only have 3 hits before you die, and you have to restart. And, like, it's just, it's so bullet helly, and you have to, like, angle your shot, and you have to jump and platform, and you have, like, it's just, it's too much. Like, cumulatively, it's too much for me to be able to pay attention to. But I respect it because it's authentically challenging for valid reasons. Like, that's actually a good way to build a game. Rather than having it be bullshit and be like, look how overly hard our game is. It actually feels like it's structured and respectable. In that regard. What's up, peeps? What's up, monk man? Monk man? Man monk? Monkey person? Look at that guy. He literally diverted back to NPC mode. He's like, oh, my jump here is done. He's like, oh? He went back into statue mode. Like, have you ever seen Night at the Museum? He's like Teddy Roosevelt when he goes back into statue form and, like, time freezes. I was gonna say, can I climb back down the ladder without killing myself? I'll let the Mongolians do that for me. Thank you very much.